My name's Craig. Do I have an American accent? I can't hide it, can I? I'm getting my PhD at the University of Edinburgh.
Oh, nice. Archaeology?
Archaeology, yes. This kind of thing is actually how I got started back around 2000, 2002 in the U.S. doing public archaeology. Community outreach. I did several projects for 15 years or so. So things like Glassworks. I'm using a military terrain analysis technique called COCOA, and it's used in the U.S. a lot. One of my case studies is the Battle of Prestonpans. And before Guards Dig in 2009, there was a question of exactly what side of the wagonway the battle was fought on. Traditional view had it to the west, or just to the west. The battle, the wagonway was in between the two, the Jacobites and the English. During Guards work in 2009, they found that the battle was actually at Seton, Westmain's farm. So my case study was in using the terrain to come up with an answer why that was the case, why it wasn't at the traditional site, why it was several hundred yards east. When they dug the wagonway a couple years ago, I got to come out and dig, found that there was a big drainage ditch along the eastern side of it. They couldn't use it because they couldn't move back and forth over it easily. So using COCOA, it explains why it was several hundred yards east instead of where the historians say it was.
Well, these are some of the industrial fragments that Ian's been getting. They look like stone, melted stone, but that's actually ceramic. That's pottery. You can see the melted glass fused to the outside of it. These have exploded in the furnace. That's why they're all small, sharp bits. That's quite a common type of fabric. We have that from another trench just along Weems Place there. This is a different fabric. Again, slightly darker, but you can see the glaze on the inside and the exterior surface. And these things are massive, great big garden planter type, 3 or 4 foot high pottery vessels for melting the glass down in the glassworks. And then we're a bit undecided about that bit. It's a slaggy bit of material, but we don't know if that's a decayed bit of pottery like this one or whether it's just a burnt bit of stone. One of our specialists, Jill Turnbull or Helen Spencer, would be able to advise us on that. And this is some of the waste glass we've got out, the same sort of layer. There's a chunk of cut glass there, much like we've been getting in the other trenches, with all the impurities and the bubbles through it. And then we've got this stuff. That's a big chunk of thick glass there. But this stuff is fantastic, this browny coloured glass that we really haven't seen in any of the other trenches we've put in around Cockenzie and the harbour. This is part of a bottle, so that's the base of a bottle, probably about that diameter, and it's got this dome in the bottom called a pontil. So basically I think when it's sitting up, the sediment in the bottle of the wine collects in this channel at the bottom. And these bottles, there's quite a lot of examples around them. It's not like you go to the shops and buy a bottle of wine. With these things, these bottles stayed in your house. And some of them have got seals on them with the owner's names. So basically you go to your cellar, get your wine bottle, take it down to the vat of wine or the barrel and fill it up like a decanter and then take it up to your drawing room. So these are always the best things. So it just goes to these bits of window glass. So that the Glassworks here is making a variety of things. They're making window glass, they're making quite fine bottles, they're making quite hefty bottles. They're making, we know, glass goblets, probably glass candlesticks and all sorts of things like that. Anything that they could make out of glass, they did. So good results from Trench 4, and thanks to Ian.